Lawyer na what is saying?
Nyamiadom
me ho eyepa masaba on champion. It's always a pleasure having you. Akase me no betena menya wo studio ha no na de ma call law school na me so ma bisa on sensempa me so me do begina da kan ma bisa on sensempa anti me twen se menya sa opportunity no we dey me bedo ase minim so no why tight pa but it's always good to have you. Yenhwe removal of Justice of Superior Court and probably chairman of the regional tribunals. We are lawyer. Mahusa petition be a call or mampanyinem say the Chief Justice my own Torkonoo mupese wonyini free ho. Edin kama mimbisa who can petition the president and this particular petition no so whom is it coming from? Or request to say who is it coming from? Our request to say Justice Torkonoo or Mampanyi Enyini for who can petition and who is doing this petition this time?
That's it.
Opemsuo.
The terms about the removal of superior court justices, chief justice now, under the constitution regulated. And also the provisions now on 440 they can petition. They see. Means there will be a bit more petition. Will be a bit more petition. Because you need the amount description of who can petition the constitution. Do you want to and about or more specifically, or more the petition we now corner. To be frank, we need more of the poet. We need because I assume it's not been there. I've not really availed my mind to that. And I read President communicating about one mention on the petition by the communicate that I saw. Me who say what book petition been unlike go for the time. Go for the time. And the petitioners, I think it was the petitioners even came public on the matter. So with respect to this one, mean petitioners.
Lawyer, I asked this question because I was who is petitioning one. But looking at the constitution, and it's a can we say there's a gap there? Who can petition and who, of course, is petitioning this time? Can we say there's a gap, and because of that, a petition can be fabricated? So we'll be better at change. Once you
sorry to the share the removal of other heads of state and arms of government. You have got to be a speaker, how the speaker is moved. You have to be at the president. A particular type of president that because it relates to our arm of government. Now share about the enforcement and interpretation of our constitution. And it is only citizens that can do that. So meaning a foreigner, but a foreigner cannot do it, but it must be a citizen of Ghana. I think that is the only
only explanation we can give.
Because only by virtue of Article 1221, 130 of the Constitution, now all the just supposed to chapter 5 of our Constitution now. Look back at once about enforcement. And I have procedure now it is strictly regulated by Article 146 of the Constitution. That's why you are enforcing the Constitution. And about enforcement, apart from chapter 5, you're High Court. So I'm going to I enforce that part. The other be when it comes to enforcement, there is Supreme Court. And secondly, what will be the outcome? You say you must be a citizen of Ghana, but it can be an artificial person or a natural person. On that score, if you are saying there is a gap, then there is a gap around the removal of other, say the president, the speaker, and what have you say the EC chair, and what have you. So there, I will be hesitant to say there is a gap.
Okay.
But there be a maybe say there be there. But there be an anchor first, and the committee first, anchor gap. I say ubeti bi mina so bia akọ so sorry I Torkonoo tutum to enti ni mina so mfa nyini mfiri ho
okay
ekono wo hwe constitution na eba chief justice na one can grounds wa moso but eba justices of the superior court other than the CG any regional tribunal chairman there and they once waka do kama bi ho
a justice of the superior court or a chairman of a regional tribunal shall not be removed from office except for stated misbehavior or incompetence or on ground of inability to perform the functions of his office arising from infirmity of body or mind.
Good.
Opemsuo.
It's a superior court. Justices are more, high court, it goes Supreme Court. From superior court justice.
So high court, appeal court, right?
High court, regional tribunal, court of appeal,
and a Supreme Court.
From superior court. And a lower court, and I say inferior courts, circuit courts, district court, the various regional house of chiefs, the judicial council of the various regional
court to know what form,
and say a national house of chiefs, or more judicial arm, a lower court, over a traditional council, mostly a lower court. No, and you will also plan. Also, specific.
Yes.
Also for the removal of the mentioned
fine. Justice of the Superior Court or chairman of a regional tribunal shall not be removed to abort or honeymoon Superior Court judge.
It was all clause 6 now. On a regulatory offense, Chief Justice.
6 no say where the petition is for the removal of the Chief Justice, the President shall, acting in consultation with the Council of State, appoint a committee consisting of 2 justices.
I've offered all committee for me. One there was all my members. One a chairman. Was only that about that one.
Yeah.
It was also one or silent as to whether the petition, there must be even prima facie. It talks about prima facie.
Prima facie 3 talks about prima facie.
Good.
Okay.
But over it doesn't talk about prima facie.
Yes.
You know, prima facie at least also when you're going to receive petition, when you're a dance kakra, who's assembly would rather say, and I say you boost the
lawyer, yen saying, me war Akins, me war Kosia one in Nipabima, court to them, woman see hoda, be a crown or no crown, your lawyer. In person, almost the air can asepa. Young free 1, Emra may see probably 6 or 7. This petition, a case study, in ye be used to explain.
Okay.
So, will be a better. So, I will read Article 1461. A justice of the Superior Court, or chairman of regional tribunal shall not be removed from office except for stated misbehavior or incompetence, or on the ground of inability to perform the functions of his office arising from infirmity of body or mind. We know what kind of saying. We know they be a chance about.
We know the say or cross on air cassette. Say them chimu canino. Say your court, a superior court. Superior court, you say free high court, you could see Supreme Court. Or a judges only a more from justices of the superior court. I judge for no from a judge, from a justice. So a circuit court and a judge, or a district court, on a judge, or a magistrate.
Okay.
In the more superior court, only from justices.
Okay. And
to really say, says justices no, Opemsuo you free while. A choir in so, or real every Sabbath in so. Or say, you say, what be able to in a particular
why be a yanny among one I say a good human moving. Say, will be a way to for.
Good. And I say, only competence, no, and never can she say, only
wabong when
the man said, make us a wabong. Like I said,
so would no one say, we cancel your learned colleagues and your learned seniors. So say, maybe I'm a child, they make mama.
Opemsuo.
Wabon. In fact, so when who so adwuma no.
You dey go for.
Oh.
Apart the to do budget money.
Just wabon.
You know, to another.
No hold do no.
Oyare. Ayare no idea inti money nye adwuma no. No enyina so.
Okay. But who 1 year Justice Torkonoo can we say so misbehave no ho?
Say na ye fancy the so say ye petition no. Ye petition na e bia o manya kwa du bia e mu du no nti kwa no petition but an interesting point I'm not jumping it, but the interesting point is that I think before say president ever refer and also consult Council of States what say what determines that there is prima facie. So we say atrao. President say
that will lead us to 3. Now you do prima facie na ye de terminologies ni banam pese ye be ma atifo nyina ate. 3 talks about prima facie. Was it if the president receives a petition for the removal of a justice of a superior court, other than the Chief Justice or the removal of a chairman of a regional tribunal, he shall refer the petition to the Chief Justice, who shall determine whether there is a prima facie case.
Good. Here no. Because of say eba we na superior court na eba superior court na. Chief Justice will play an important role. Because Superior Court justices, other than Chief Justice or no Ankasano. You fancy the Anke justice be other than Supreme Court CG, any KB in everywhere. Once I know CG the big determine say Asano in Nasu and as in Nasuni. To the CG Juma, our president in the petition also the comma Chief Justice.
I say
Chief Justice Akum.
Lawyer enti prima facie na nitia wane say asem na abeto anim no enyina so ma na ase nyina so eno ne mo bro
dance na e dia bam so say 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 dia so aware mo ya ware for na say ba ko mu nya japade wa bra ma ware ya say matrimonial property. So you can say prima facie matrimonial property. And some are dancing from the back. I did today. I have bought to if I say no, you dancing bit major to be a book.
Say when not Nankwa dear, why a Japadibia or Kahubi? Until Asam Bano, I ban any money no crana, Asam in so in the so because we can be some kind of say, I Japadino Unyandabe. We are no more and no worry. Once when you see there's prima facie. Sana ya because they mammy inheritance. Me mammy no would jam in Shada Namia goodness evidence are very bad prima facie. I think the prima facie doesn't mean conclusive. It means I don't see a full bit number. I'm on the no correct. And I said based on this and we can continue with the case because with the case. Okay. But I'm to say the dance papa. Dance here. Lawyer who say me teopa or say miss oba you be din komo. I think say was law school me funny serious oh sir. You know, professor in that say I dance kakra ba ho. Ah sa dance yen. You be to no kwa so de bu asem. The for be a ma. Say be to no kwa so de bu asem. You fancy prima facie. Do so say I'll say a superior court justices. Yeah. These are the superior court justices. Which the simple thing is that the superior court justices are a CG. Before they qualify as CG, they also a Supreme Court justice. Yeah. And so automatically, for a part of it, for a part of the people we are talking about. However, until say this case we call court. Let's say CG the onka we. CG never the CG the prima facie. CG the prima facie. Because constitution the do CG the one can. One more so. The Supreme Court as so matters.
or settle matter. Say about on the smoke, and so see now. And son, yes, a 14.
Okay.
Those social media, when you see the source, you know, a fence, you did call a fence, a
committee, Biano, say who's saying I saw was so now, Ebanum.
That is it. And then also, CJ,
be determined. Now, that will lead us to the 4. So, while the Chief Justice decides that there's a prima facie case, he shall set up a committee consisting of 3 justices of the Superior Courts or chairman of the regional tribunals or both, appointed by the Judicial Council, and 2 other persons who are not members of the Council of State, nor members of Parliament, nor lawyers, and who shall be appointed by the Chief Justice on the advice of the Council of State.
So, meaning that when this thing and say, a Nipa 5.
Opemsuo.
And I'll say, one also, with Nipa 5, no party say, a Superior Court justices. Also,
we committee now,
membership. And I say, Mama Canadian, so be a member of Parliament, and now say, or a fencing, a lawyer.
And also, Council of State member.
It's all falling within this. It's all in the anything to say, or can committee now, a shall see minimum. And you pursue also mobile. And once I'm not worker. And I was in the 5. The movie is a judge for, and the movie you any judge or your lawyer or also your Council of State member. I don't can in identity taken out.
Where the suffix of this statement are 4 no your son 1 or 6 or me jump 5 no because 5 no a complementary form but 6 no 6 in the case what the petition is for the removal of the Chief Justice. The President shall, acting in consultation with the Council of State, appoint a committee consisting of 2 justices of the Supreme Court. Afi the entire man can we know the can was say and one and also one of whom shall be appointed chairman of the president by the president, and 3 other persons who are not, no, did the same thing, members of the Council of State, nor members of Parliament, nor lawyers. So we so come baby a onipa omuntimi meka ho.
I do it so so we in about could say what about I say I judge for be answer. The reader judge for be.
Okay.
And I judge for me no move back on also a chairman. But the president may be determined immediately no point in
who will be the chairman.
But there 5. Almost a 5 just that you know the answer lawyer on your member of Parliament, not on your Council of State member. But I could offer the answer and the judges, and also me a lawyer for, and I'm using any lawyer for. And there's a difference between any okay,
following that, make me be said. Watch the one more or intimo or mumma committee, so or ye parliamentarian and answer or ye lawyer and answer Council of State. You bet me, I say, one more and you bet me a back committee. Meaning, say, a honso no one specific, but one of
a honor, say, you are what you have no.
You bet time from some round.
I am so me did it on your lawyer.
Me lawyer, there be me,
and did it on your member of Parliament.
There be.
And I'm giving on your Council of State member.
There be me.
And he's all qualified. And we should one age limit. Age limit.
Okay.
One can say, maybe a wobbly sister won't come on, I'll be going my own come. And that's it. However, the country that created Baba 1, you'll be a for 21 and above.
Okay.
And I reason is, it doesn't talk about only according also criminal past, and it's only criminal past. The silence. Whether I say, oh yeah, like when they the idea, disqualify when you something. So we initial lawyer, initial Council of State member, initial and all and disqualify. There can be idea, a qualifier to be part of it.
Lawyer, may read it 7, 8, and 9. Now they are concluding on the Torkonoo any petition. Or say 7 or say the committee appointed under clause 6, the account of this article shall inquire into the petition and recommend to the president whether the Chief Justice ought to be removed from office. 8. All proceedings under this article shall be held in camera, and the justice or chairman against whom the petition is made is entitled to be heard in his defense by himself or by a lawyer or other expert of his choice. The president shall, in each case, act in accordance with the recommendations of the committee. So, especially with the 7, the committee appointed under this clause 6 of this article shall inquire into the petition and recommend to the president whether the Chief Justice ought to be removed from office. So now, petition has been sent to or has been brought before the president in consultation with the Council of State. When will the formation of the committee come? Said Yedin Komoi, can the president ignore forming any committee and deal with the Council of State and get advice from them, or he'll be obliged to have a committee to investigate for him to be advised on that? Or Yemfa
Opemsuo, preceding one movie Chief Justice and answer Superior Court Justice. This is the only means also of us.
Yeah.
So once this is the only means, then some are going on the obligatory.
Okay.
The obligation to okay, you know. But I can't acquire young person in your trial. Acquire young person in your trial. Say, he said, it cover infoniso. And he said, air public.
Nicholas Osei Darkwa live and also will be a better TV sumo bishobi.
But you all can remember they're interested. Also, can everyone say commissioner you maybe I'm going to report to the president and my timeline. Say I'm going to commissioner you maybe I can't fancy you need to confirm. That's what we almost say. The president at the team table so 20 years not taking action. You can't compare the president because the money time fee. But what one I say?
Exactly.
Constitutional more time so.
So chinchina ya modia bantino semi you know opekro modia bam ya mate but when you share on to me
but power ba so also say the committee ni start o maduma to bit ma suspend CJ no I don't know 8 I think 10 clause 10 ho
10 was say what kind of suspension no from 9 the president shall in any case act in accordance with the recommendation of the committee. 10.
Where a petition has been referred to a committee, that's the 10.
Yes.
And this is the president may, in the case of the Chief Justice, act on the advice of the Council of State, issue a warrant signed by him,
or suspend the Chief Justice. 10A.
You know, so but an interesting thing is who's okay 11 now. So I say 9 now kind of 9.
The president shall in each case act in accordance with the recommendations of the committee. Yeah. So you find say committee na you maybe or the president apamon season no or wakonya so betimi apili matana so ni onya konya. Okay.
Because the president can control the process directly or indirectly.
Okay.
Because when it comes to constituting the members, it's the president that does the appointment. Not that it.
Exactly.
You know, say president for only 5 years can accommodate that.
What actually? Why you hinted you actually?
I say we don't want to. If we pay justice, we may go. We na mefrem. I say lay people no. I say Monsieur Bentin, mona monka ho. What I say? I'm not by this doubting the integrity of the president.
There be a church said the man for Betty Emranase.
For education purposes.
Exactly.
So I'm saying that we know. I think this is among the provisions. I can see amended constitution now. We should really have a second look at it. Because everyone said their president to be on pet CGV. So if you look at what the man my young the yake. Man go be a person
netro.
But the people say
if me campo dia 2 days so Torkonoo kura no abanda da na otwa mu no. Ye no kura no wono so nya petition ya na omo request say ye no so enyini front but so what transfer ye onyino.
Yeah, you know, and so the president I go for the ba say yes, I'm part or is petition no. Now so ignorance but there's no paper.
Exactly.
In the plan all refer
a committee bia another council state bia
the radio Osha president wakum on say inku on say inku oh on confirm ko a council state program and a council state on consulting but the interesting thing is that we just me ya am consult me wa it's my consult what is there be a day with their own person
okay.
You know, I can overlook it.
Because I fulfilled my obligation by consulting you, but you don't control the process or approve.
Yeah, I'm not seeking your approval. Okay. I'm just consulting.
Oh.
I'm just consulting.
The constitution really must be reviewed.
That is it. You should really have a second look at some of these things. Then time on the Adrian call. But then social degree, as we say, lupus kaka. We can see it. Especially, there should be room for appeal.
Okay.
Oh, there should be room for appeal.
Exactly.
Once they are, emphasis of Madam Charlotte say. Oh, it is sure. Oh,
Opemsuo.
The number of community course for fees panel and also multinational. Oh, I can't see go among for many and she. I didn't see go about many bullshit. And I say, you know, any more attract show. Oh, but you know, process. The only aspect, so the decision in taking that one year. Who's a Supreme Court? I am on the supervisory jurisdiction. If you fancy, you're so to go process no more jumping back. Oh, one jumping process, and which let's seek for. Supreme Court intervention. So no, you know there is procedural error on procedural error. We shouldn't be kind. Say, and I'm on a CNTM fashion.
I thought you
are your book. Oh, and as you are Batra, then you will Supreme Court on my side almost provides jurisdiction.
Okay.
I say Omona Omuenia the policy educating bodies. Omudi as Supreme Court were near your so you touch more one, which you call as immediate in Chachiabin, as President of Natural Justice, in a review higher. Ye and Jimmy, Yamami, Akonya, man, come and I said, no more canon, as soon as you interest or interest. Two Janus are saying we want to us what I read me a before. You know, yes, me pointed about for.
Okay.
That one is the Supreme Court has that jurisdiction. Oh, that's provided, and there is no okay. But if you are saying we take king,
finally, 11 under Article 146 and 11. So the next kind of by no basse and our companion bass was suspended. Justice Ayakanya 11 is the president may at any time revoke a suspension under this article or no one also suspend no between assign train or management.
Fanise Avia, Osha committee Nedman Obena. Opemsuo time frame Bunza. Yanka will be 1 young castle moon. Yanka will be 6 months. Jennifer is Avia, a president. The forming committee now say Torkonoo will do matter.
Opemsuo
suspended. Now me can say I take it 4 years. Still assembly and can be. That's what I say. No, president my side said this. You know, how Anaka said. I not tell you what you must. So Umuya na don't the banner the Juma. And I say that's very well, but just that I think this whole article no must be looked at. But for instance, if indeed you or any ill motive, everyone say I can't 2 years not retired. I told 2 years, and I can't say 1 year not retired. You can set up a committee.
Okay.
Committee will use 2 years to do the work. At that time, also you can tell me I can say rather than
a baby na your free case in Bima no prima facie and he
I said they would rather about to over back to show Kunya no committee so I said the I said no cost to court this was on the Diamano the Diamano what Kunya because age there, I did some and then and doesn't respect committee. one hour then I usually kwana ko
le vidase pa awia ni nkyiremu nti ye behwe se de nsansam no so bekona bibi fufuro bi aba ye beba na wa kyekiremu
mate
nyamisha pa bye bye lawyer Nicholas Osei Darkwa private legal practitioner and me call nchen ene no etwetwe enkomo efa petition akwakoduru omampanyini anim efa removal of the Chief Justice Torkonoo na said the emraneka and said the emrano ese no eno ena wachichi mu ede ache no me twa me ho aba